everybody. Welcome back to the Zero Show podcast. It's your good friend Lightning Cayo back at it again.
And your fuck buddy, Bumpy-san.
Wait a minute. What do we have here? A new challenger is approaching?
Yeah, I wonder who this fucker could be.
Hello, guys. I am InfiniteGates.
Oh no. It's you!
Oh no, it's you!
Wait, you know this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I've known him for a good 4 years now.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 in
Oh,
December.
really?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Infinite?
Alright. My real name is Brody, if you want to call me by that, or you could just use InfiniteGates. That's what I go by on, like, almost everything on social media. I do just a bunch of random stuff. I have a YouTube account that's been going for like 7 years, even though I barely upload for some reason. I am a fan of a Japanese film genre called tokusatsu. I'll get into that later. I also like Mega Man. I like other stuff too.
So you like robot men. You like men dressing up in tights.
Yes. Beating the shit out of each other, yes.
Yeah, no shame in that.
I like it.
No shame.
Yeah, so,
Well, I guess since you bring up that you've had a channel going on for 7 years, I don't mean to be rude, but do you mind if I cut in for a sec?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, since you brought this up, I wanted to quickly get over what my channel's been going through right now. As of... Actually, let me pull up my channel real quick. This is unprofessional.
improv.
Improv.
We're the rejects of the improv theater.
But as of 2 weeks ago, on August 1st...
We're recording this August 15th.
My Mega Man X series Let's Plays are finally over. It has been almost 2 years since I've started this.
Holy
and
shit.
it's finally done.
Yeah.
To think it all started way back in 2018.
Yeah, that was like, was it shortly after we met?
I believe so. It
Yeah.
started in November 29th, 2018.
Oh, so that's like a
Mega
year
Man
after we met.
X6. All the way back then started with X6.
Nice.
And why I started with this game, it's because, well, I wanted to see why it was considered the worst Mega Man game.
Mega Man X6,
And-
yeah.
And yes, I do think X6 is worse than X7. I am not sorry, Hooba Dooba.
Axel, you're mom gay.
No! But now that that's all done, for the first time with this channel, I'm completely lost as to what to do. I've set out to accomplish all that I've originally intended.
Okay,
I mean, granted, I'll still keep doing podcast episodes, of course. It's just, right now, I don't really have a clear structure. I don't know what to put up next.
hey Liam, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What would you rather have, Mega Man X9 or Mega Man X6-2?
X9 all the way.
X6-2, okay. Do you moan for a sequel to X6?
No, but since you brought up X6, I have considered replaying that game once
Oh,
the 2
boy.
years have passed.
Yeah.
Because I had originally recorded a brand new run of X6 without using the Ultimate Armor, but that was on my old PS4, and as I stated before, it broke.
Oof.
Ouch.
So, yeah, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna have to play through all of X6 yet again.
Oh, duh.
But this time I have experience. I say that, but it's not gonna help against Gate or Infinity Maginian.
X6, yeah.
X6, no.
X6, yeah.
I think this is becoming Bumpy-san's new catchphrase.
Thanks, Jaden.
But as for the rest of the channel, I'll probably be doing lots of off and on combo videos for Dragon Ball Fighters and other fighting games. We did recently, thanks to Ethan's hard work, we put up Heavy Plays Brawlhalla.
Yep, we actually just put that up today, the day we're recording this.
That was a pretty good video.
Yeah.
Who
and
sent all these babies to fight?
I had fun recording it, the gameplay, and it's just, I don't know, there's these old TF2 Mercs Plays Insert Game Here videos. They're still around, they're just not as relevant as they used to be way back when. So I figured, hey, Ethan, wouldn't it be cool if we brought this back?
Yeah.
And we could try doing stuff like this.
And it took so long.
But it was so worth it.
Yeah. Because,
I believe you said that you were very excited for how this would turn out.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and I was right. I was right. I don't mean to be egotistical, but...
No, I think you've earned it this time.
Yeah, I don't want to be fucking ninja up in this bitch.
The fuck did you say to me, you little shit?
Fortnite.
Oh yeah, remember when Fortnite was popular?
Remember when we made a Fortnite compilation video?
Yes. Oh, Liam.
On my channel.
Remember when you made me download Fortnite onto my Switch just so you'd have an extra player to play with?
I mean, granted, it was fun playing with somebody I knew and not randos.
Oh, well, yeah, I will give you that. I actually played Fortnite with a rando once. It was, because I think Brody and me and a couple other people were on Omegle one night, and I found somebody who had Fortnite, and we played a little bit. And I remember the guy telling me he would fuck chicken sandwiches, which in hindsight I think is a reference to that one Kermit the Frog video.
Oh yeah, I showed you that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Granted, Ethan did die a lot during the recording sessions for all that, but that's neither here nor there.
'Cause I'm a noob. Do you still play Fortnite?
Before we move on, I wanted to say, don't expect much from this channel for a while now. I do have the intention of finishing the Zero and ZX games. I've just got 02, 03, and ZX Advent to wrap up.
I do actually have a question regarding YouTube.
What is it?
Remember Kappa?
Or the lack of it now, since it never seems to be enforced.
Or at least not the $42,000 fine part of it.
Yeah, just nobody's scared of it anymore. Just it's like a hoax. It was like a fluke. It's just they threatened us with fines, and now they're thinking, oh, everybody learned their lesson. Now they can just go back to doing.
You could say it's like you could say it's like the one thing in 2020 that's actually a hoax.
But what did you have in mind? Because I'm still hoping you'll go back to your old channel.
Yeah, at this point, I might as well. I figure I'll just bite the bullet and accept the fact that Vlaire is just no.
We'll still link your Vlaire account and such. It's just with all the work you do, Ethan, and all the YouTube poops. I feel like they should just stay on your channel.
Yeah, I would want to do another one. I just don't know what episode of Bump in the Night or even if I want to do Bump in the Night for that matter.
Maybe you could venture off into something else.
I did
Copyright strike.
I did SpongeBob one time.
For that collab.
Yeah, the typing YouTube poop collab, as it's called now.
My idea was oh, sorry, Infinite.
I've done YouTube poops in the past. Most of them were of Nick Jr. Face, the old mascot for Nick Jr.
Remember him?
Why not do a Pingo YouTube poop?
I've done multiple, most of them for collabs, a couple of them were just standalone, but then there was the one YouTube poop that I did that was not Face, and it was of some really shitty board game called Rap Rat.
And I think you also did one of that Inspector Gadget DVD menu thing.
Oh yeah, I made that one, but most of my YouTube poops are unlisted now, because...
reasons.
I've kind of moved on, but it would be cool to do another one of those. I just don't know. Oh,
and I want to quote something from that Inspector Gadget poop.
What?
Oh, I know what it is.
All these buttons will allow you to take over the world.
I thought you were gonna.
No. I don't. I figure I'd shake it up a little. If you know what I mean.
You do.
Anyways, so is that all you had to say?
But I was gonna say, Ethan, once you cleared up all your YouTube videos, you cleared up a lot of clutter. Like before you started doing YouTube poops, you had a lot of clutter videos, I like to call it.
Oh yes. And like that Subway commercial that Brody did with the old PBS thing.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that show. It's an old regret of mine.
Huh. But I've stated what I want to do. I'm hoping Ethan will come back to his channel.
Oh, funny story about the Subway commercial. Liam actually thought that was me and not you. In doing the voice.
Yeah, I kind of mistook it. I think I might have been
drunk,
half awake, half asleep time.
Anyways, Fantasy Strike, I think you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, Fantasy Strike. This is a fun story. I was browsing through my PS4 looking for different fighting games that were available, and I find this one game called Fantasy Strike. Originally it was, like any other fighting game, you pay for it and you own it, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But this one turned out to recently go free-to-play. Sort of like Brawlhalla being a free-to-play fighting game. The best way I could describe this is very bare basic fighting game. You don't really do quarter circle inputs or so on and so forth for special move. You just press triangle or circle and you do a special move.
Okay.
Alright.
There's no dashing in this game. There's no blocking low. It's just you block high, you walk. Jump is mapped to the X button. The X button. It's weird, but it's kind of fun. And health bars are sort of segmented into some characters have 5 health bars, some characters have 8. So matches can go by pretty quickly.
It's almost as quickly as I bump those bitches.
And the roster is at a small cast of 8 characters, sort of like the original Street Fighter 2. But the devs had said that they're considering adding 2 more characters.
Kind of like the original Smash Bros, just without the unlockable characters.
Sort of. I don't know how to describe it, but the game gives off very neat Marvel vs. Capcom 3 style.
Ooh, I love Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That game is amazing.
That is a good game, so I don't blame them for wanting to take inspiration from that.
And Fantasy Strike does have crossplay.
Ooh. So I ought to get it now.
You have to pay the online subscription to actually play ranked matches, but for a free-to-play game, and it allows you to play matches with anyone across the world and on different consoles, it's a pretty good steal. The only thing you have to gain by paying for the game is you get local fighting modes and such. Like arcade mode or fighting locally. Other than that, the online stuff and training and all that's free.
Sweet.
Interesting. There are microtransactions for costumes, but it's not really
microtransactions for costume. When do we drift into Mario Kart Tour?
But here's the thing: the costumes and such, they don't really matter. Most people are completely fine with playing free to play.
Are they cheaper than the Diddy Kong pack?
The Diddy Kong pack.
Microtransactions are cheaper than the Diddy Kong pack, of course.
And I want to make a joke about Mario Kart Tour because they added a few Donkey Kong characters. I'll spend my mommy's credit card for my buddy Dix.
Hey, Dix.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I wanted to do that.
It's fine. That's fine. I'll probably record some footage and give everybody an idea of what the game is like. But
yeah, when we got it up here now. Well, I mean, not like now, but post-production.
Maybe if I go play some online matches, I'll have some more ideas to share in the future and such.
Okay.
I just wanted to get this out there. So it's free. It's on all consoles: Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Steam. What are you doing? Go play it. It's free. All the characters are free to play.
It's free!
Hey, you don't have to waste your money.
Nah. So, now that that's out of the way, Ethan, I feel like you had something you wanted to say regarding the X series.
I do, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, I actually beat Mega Man X1 not too long ago. I tweeted about it, too. But, I wanted to talk about my thoughts on the game.
Let's hear it.
Oh, it's great. It is 10 out of 10. Like, if there was a letterbox for video games, I'd be giving that shit 5 stars.
Here's the thing with me and X1. It's a great game, but the level design feels very flat.
You think so?
Yeah, just there's not much going on in stages. They're very simple.
Yeah, Brody, do you have any thoughts on X1?
Oh, I haven't really played it, but I'd like to play it sometime if I get the X Legacy Collection.
Oh, yeah, X Legacy Collection's great, my dude.
Plus, it's only like $9.
So since you finished X1, does that mean by process of elimination you'll do X2?
Well, yeah, but I want to mention something before I get to that.
Sure.
So X1, because these old retro games can be really hard sometimes. That's what she said. Yeah, and you know how they had been doing like rewind lately, like that rewind feature in the emulators. Duh, it's rewind time. I think Nintendo does that. Yes.
So what you're saying is you're a wuss.
Pretty much. And I have X Legacy Collection. I can, it's just getting to like goddamn Sigma that can be a real bitch. So I used this thing called OpenEMU. It's like an emulator for like it's like a multi-platforms. It's got like SNES, NES, Genesis, like Game Boy Advance. It's 32X actually.
Oh, it's kind of like an emulator I use on my Chromebook. It's called Classic Boy. It has like NES, SNES, PS1, and 64.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Open.
Is that they remember things like the 32X.
Yeah.
So
I actually
it bothers to remember Knuckles Chaotix more than Sega
actually
to remember it.
OpenEMU. The first game I actually got for that was Knuckles Chaotix.
Huh.
In fact, I think the emulator actually came with the Knuckles Chaotix ROM I downloaded.
Christian Whitehead, please redo Knuckles Chaotix and bring it back to the modern audiences.
Yeah, so OpenEMU, it allows like a rewind feature, and through that was how I discovered X1. Though,
so I take it you'll do X2 next on that?
Yeah, but here's my gripe with the rewind feature.
What's
so that? Like it rewinds the game. So say you're like holding the button that lets X hold his lasers, right?
Yeah, his Buster Shot.
Yeah, like it's sometimes like when you let go of the button, like it'll what's the word? Like even if you let go of the button, like he'll still perform the action, and that could be a bit of a pain. And then when he's running, and then you let go of the rewind button, then you let go of the run button, he's still running.
Weird.
Yeah, but otherwise, OpenEMU is good, and Mega Man X is a great game.
You'll have a lot more fun with X2. It's one of my favorite Mega Man X games.
I've actually been playing X2, and it's good, but there's one particular problem I have with it.
What's that?
Okay, the music.
I disagree. I feel like X2's music is way better than X1's.
Well, I mean, it's not so much the music, it's just, how in X1 the music had like all different kinds of instruments and crap?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in X2 it feels like they're just using the same bleeps and bloops to make new tunes.
I don't see that as much of the case. I would make that argument for X3, though. X3's soundtrack sounds very samey.
Yeah, like I can't tell you how many like you listen to the open stage music from X2 and the opening stage music from X3. Like I have trouble. I have a lot of trouble like telling which is which. Which I think goes to show how.
But I still think you'll have a much better time with X2. Better levels, more diverse bosses.
Yeah, actually, didn't you have some thoughts on X3?
Fighting X-Hunters.
Yeah, didn't you have some thoughts on X3?
X3, I'm not that big a fan of it. I get what they were trying to do. The game was outsourced to the developers of the Mega Man games on Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, that explains a lot.
X1's design was very flat, but X3 somehow outdoes it.
Yeah. And there are also, before we move on, there are a couple Super Nintendo games I've been playing.
What could those be?
Well, there's Donkey Kong Country, which I actually beat.
That's a bro moment for me, Diddy.
And that one I use with Switch Online. Like, here's the thing with Donkey Kong Country. Like, it's a great game, but that ending battle, you know, where you fight King K. Rool on Gangplank Galleon, it did not feel like it was the final boss. Like, I feel like it felt kind of rushed. Did you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, Super Mario Bros. 1's final boss was just another Bowser fight.
Well, yeah, but...
So I'm not really all that...
Oh, yeah, that is a bit of a thing with older... Yeah, that's honestly a bit of a thing with, like, any Mario game, like, pre-Galaxy.
Yeah, it's just...
You know, ever since Galaxy, it's always been, like, 2 Bowser fights at least.
Very easy final bosses.
Yeah, I remember, like, New Super Mario Brothers on the DS, you just have to beat Bowser once, but then in the Wii, you have to beat him twice.
Yeah, because they always have that fake out. Like, they had that fake out. Like, seems like, oh, it's easy. No, Bowser is then just all of a sudden big-ass Bowser.
Yeah,
unless you count
Big
Yoshi's
Chungus.
Island, in which case the only challenge there is depth perception.
Yeah. Yes, so, like, and, you know, I'm thinking about it now, that is a common trope in Mario games.
Yeah.
It's
and
like...
I know DK is DK, but still, just easy final boss. Maybe Rare was just trying to... They wanted to do something cool, but then they just copped out and said, nope, we're just going to do what Nintendo always does.
Yeah, and then we're going to stroke our dick to Killer Instinct. And also, I believe this one is also one of your all-time favorites, Kirby's Dream Land 3.
Definitely one of my favorite video games of all time.
That one I haven't gotten too far into that, though. I just felt like I'd briefly mention it because, again, it's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I would always recommend you put in the effort to get the good ending, because it's really worth it. The final boss is easy as well, but it's actually kind of fun.
Is it like DDD, or...?
No, DDD is the fake-out final boss.
Oh, one of those kind of things.
The real final boss is you actually get to fight dark matter.
I see.
The main dark energy that's causing the bad stuff to happen in the first place.
Uh-huh. But yeah,
in
like...
Dreamland 2, you fight dark matter in its swordsman form, then it turns into regular dark matter. In Dreamland 3, you fight dark matter again, then it transforms into Zero.
Oh, like Zero from Mega Man?
No, Zero as in is a giant floating eyeball that bleeds.
Does he tell Kirby his mom's gay?
No, but then in Kirby 64, you fight the reincarnation of Zero, Zero 2.
They ought to put N64 games on the Switch.
They should.
I actually have an N64 in my room.
Didn't they data mine the Switch and they saw some N64 icons or something?
I believe so, actually, yeah. Oh, speaking of which...
Way back when the SNES.
Speaking of which, you want to talk about that Giga Leak briefly that Nintendo just had?
Yeah, it's something about Star Fox 2 beta.
And L is real.
Lines.
Yeah.
The Luigi thing.
Yes. Hey, Mario, I was in your game the entire time!
Where were you?
Yoshi, they're onto us!
Let's get out of here, Mama Luigi!
But I'm really surprised at the Star Fox beta stuff. Apparently they made giant polygons for Link and Yoshi to sort of test out how the Super FX chip would work.
Oh. Because I'll say this also. I tried playing Star Fox on the Switch Online thing. That shit is too laggy for me.
It's the product of its time, and sadly, it's not the good kind of product of its time.
Yeah, first game syndrome. The bad type of first game syndrome.
Star Fox 2, before it came out on the SNES collection and such,
Mm-hmm.
Originally it did enable some functions once you start the game, but on the Switch Online version, they locked a specific feature of the R-Wing behind until you actually finish the game.
I
Or you
see.
meet certain requirements and go for the hardest difficulty, you get that function for the R-Wing, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I forget which one exactly. I think it's the homing shot. If that's the case, then yeah, that's kind of lame, because that's been a staple in the original release of Star Fox 2 and for 64 and so on.
Yeah, but Star Fox 1, I couldn't even play 5 minutes of that shit.
What's funny is if some people try to upscale the frame rate to 60 FPS, the game goes too fast.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah, Star Fox 1 goes way too fast if you try and kick up the frame rate.
That's what Crystal says when she's in bed with Fox. When he's going, hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya.
I've been saved by Fox, how swell.
Oh, and also, you know what else uses the Super FX chip? Yoshi's Island, but that one is actually playable.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, this is the last thing I'll bring up before we move on. Yoshi's Island, that game is shockingly hard at some points.
It can be.
Like, because I use the rewind feature a lot to get as much lives as I can, but one level in particular, it was so hard, I willingly died on one of the levels so I could restart it, because I was lost. So I think that should tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm nearly finished with Yoshi's Island too. I just didn't get around to finishing it yet.
Ooh, Nintendo's for kids, they say.
And then insert a photo of Pyra in a swimsuit.
Oh my god.
Image flash.
Boy.
But now that we've gotten all that done, what's next we want to talk about? Let's give Infinite a shot.
Oh, fuck yeah. Time for me to geek out. Alright, so I mentioned earlier how one of my favorite things is a Japanese film genre called tokusatsu. Basically, there are different series in Japan that are labeled under the tokusatsu name, and one of those series is called Kamen Rider. And
Ooh.
yeah, Kamen Rider. And it's been going on since 1971 with the original Rider series, and it's still going on to this day with the currently airing series.
It's turning 50 next year.
Yeah, it's turning 50 next year. Oh, Jesus.
Humor me with this. Isn't Power Rangers based off Kamen Rider?
No, basically, it's based off, Power Rangers is based off a Japanese show called Super Sentai. That came out a couple years after Kamen Rider, actually. So, Kamen Rider wasn't the first Toku series, but it started off this thing called the Henshin boom. Basically, just a lot of Toku series were made about like people who can transform into superheroes to kick monsters' asses.
And
I just figured I'd ask to dispel the notion for those who aren't as aware.
Yeah, because some people say, "Oh, Kamen Rider is a Power Rangers ripoff."
good voice. Actually, so Power Rangers is based off Super Sentai the same way Mask Rider is based off Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the difference there?
What is the difference? Kamen Rider is mainly a one-hero show, but sometimes there's multiple different riders. Sentai is a sometimes like 3-hero show. It's like multiple people get the powers of something, no magical shit, whatever the hell. Mostly has 5, sometimes more people. At least one comes in later. So, if you've seen Power Rangers, you know what I'm talking about Sentai. Rider hasn't really gotten the focus here in America because I don't know, it just hasn't seemed like there were two adaptations. The first one sucked. The second one was pretty good, but they were not successful. But looks like we're getting some like limelight here because Fin Brands is bringing over the toys from Bandai, and some Kamen Rider shows are being streamed on Tubi TV.
Ooh,
With
Tubi.
subtitles. So if you want to watch those, there you go.
You know what else is on Tubi? The Oogie Loves.
No.
And I got requested to view that. Thanks, Dolph Boy. Not really.
Oh, no.
And speaking of which, didn't Kamen Rider and Super Sentai do a crossover?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, don't. I don't want to talk about Superhero Tyson. Those movies. There were multiple Superhero Tyson movies. All of them were like bad.
Well, I was requested to watch the Kamen Rider X Super Sentai crossover at the request of a certain somebody.
Yeah, you can thank me for that.
Okay, thank you little cunt.
I did want to say I did watch a little bit of Kamen Rider. I'm not as up to date with it as Infinite. I mostly watch it just to keep me occupied while I'm in the middle of editing videos.
Have you been watching like most of like a certain Rider series?
I've been trying to start off with the very first one just to try to see what it's like.
Oh boy, get ready because that's like almost 100 episodes long. But I recommend anyone watching out there. I recommend starting with Kamen Rider Build. That was a series from a few years ago. Really good show. But that's not up on Tubi. The only ones that are up on Tubi are the original and Kamen Rider Kuga, as well as a crossover movie between Build and Geo, which both those series are not on Tubi, called Heisei Generations Forever.
Huh.
Yeah.
And
also,
yeah.
This is a bit off topic from Kamen Rider, but didn't you have some art that you made for us a little while back?
Yes, I did. Might as well pull that up. I don't know. Image Flash.
Didn't you want to make a new term for that or something?
I still do.
Okay.
Something that Ethan won't be so protective over.
Okay. Time to put a copyright on Image Flash.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So I think it looks pretty good. We'll put it over here on the main page.
And just for shits and giggles, can I read off my letterboxd review of Kamen Rider X Super Sentai?
Make it quick, though.
All right, as requested by Lil Cunt over here. Now, I'm just going to say off the bat that my knowledge on both Kamen Rider and Super Sentai is I repeat, very limited. I can tell from this movie that they are obviously tied to Power Rangers in some form, which is another franchise that I was never too crazy about as a child. Looking at this movie with almost no knowledge on the subject matter, I just gotta say, what the holy fucking shit is this? Apparently, there's this plot where the Kamen Riders and the Super Sentais are enemies, and this dicklick named Captain Marvelous wants to make them friends again. I don't fucking know. Pacing is too slow for me to get invested with the overall story, and you know I don't take any of that shit. It has the standard runtime of 90 minutes, but I've seen other movies which go at the same pace, and they are much more engaging than this. Hell, even Batman v Superman was more entertaining. What really bothers me the most about this film is that there's not really much of a build-up to every single Power Rangers team suddenly showing up. Maybe there was, but again, I was too bored to care. It's a shame, too, since I actually...
CGI, like Doomsday?
Well, yeah, it's a shame, too, since I actually have a smidge of nostalgic memories for Dino Thunder. I still have one of my VHS tapes of that show. And then I can compare this to Captain America Civil War, which at least had shit happen. I gotta be honest, my older letterbox reviews make me cringe, which at least had shit happen leading up to the big fight at the airport. Granted, that movie was also too slow for me, at least from what I remember. Haven't watched it since I was 16. I watch it now, it's okay, but still. Overall, I'm rather conflicted on what is the worst movie I've ever seen. This or Rome. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading.
Right. So I wanted to bring you two things about Rider. First off, there is a new Kamen Rider series debuting in a couple weeks called Kamen Rider Saber. It actually looks very good. of course, I'm gonna watch it because me being the big writer junkie that I am, I'm gonna send the poster in the group DM. And I spelled it wrong. I forgot. I have the poster already downloaded on my phone. It's my fucking wallpaper.
We're unprofessional.
Yes, we are super unprofessional here at the Zero Show.
At the Zero Show Improv Comedy Club.
Yep, that's us.
Remember when we used to do Saturday Night Improv? No, it was me. It was me. It was before I actually met you, Liam.
Really?
Yeah, because remember I told you I went to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. My dad and I went to an improv comedy show in Canada, and that's what made me want to do improv with Brody. And it only lasted like one day, so.
Anyways, there's the poster. Could put it up on screen.
Image flash.
Yeah, image flash.
Yeah, I try not to say image flash that much because you know how I get a little cranky while editing. Yeah, hooba dooba. Like, I'm gonna bring back an old joke if you don't mind, but episode 3.
Go ahead.
Episode 3. That's the joke. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you got this poster?
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, there is a new Kamen Rider video game coming out for the PS4 and Switch called Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes with a Z, I think.
Then
you know it's quality.
And then you know it's 100% good.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like some open world game. It's you can only play as 3 riders: 0, 1, O's, and Double. We don't know exactly why they picked those. Well, we know why they picked 0, 1 because it's the most recent rider. The game is slated to come out on October 29th, 2020. Obviously, you can get the Japanese version. There's also going to be an English version in Asian territories only. We are trying to push Bandai Namco to release the game in America.
And also to get Lloyd Irving in Smash Brothers. Or Klonoa. Or actually, you know what Namco character I would want in Smash?
What?
Dig Dug.
Speaking of Smash, I figured Infinite, we got all we want out of Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Why don't we move on to our next topic? And I want to briefly say, we are aware of the current Smash allegations that have been going on, but we won't really talk about it very much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the news is kind of dead at this point.
Well, not only that, but we also don't want to sound like we're making allegations of our own or anything. We don't really want to bring it up.
Yeah.
That sort of thing is not our specialty, nor will it ever be. We would rather just we want the community to try and be safe for everybody.
And not only that, but we want the Zero Show podcast to be fun.
Yeah, we don't want to get depressed up in here.
Yeah, although that being said, I do like to look at stuff that hasn't aged. I'll make a whole meme video out of that, hopefully. Like stuff that hasn't aged well.
Yeah, but
anyways, go. Yeah.
Let's just move on from that.
Yeah.
Something funny I figure we should bring up is just our bad encounters with the Smash community, because let's be honest, the Smash community is kind of a spiraling cesspool of toxicity.
Yeah, a downward spiral.
Downward spiral.
I mean, hey, at least it's not the Sonic fandom.
Didn't we talk about that in 4.5?
Hold on. I say that, but I know some of my viewers are Sonic fans. You people know who you are. This is not directed at you.
We're sorry.
Like Swervestar, if you're ever watching this, he's a good friend of mine. This is not directed at you. Just please know this is just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Okay. You go. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
All right. I'll start off first. Smash community. They really don't like my Smash videos that I put up, dudes.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Spirits ROP, which we recently got the sequel up for it, they really don't like my Smash Bros. Videos at all.
Why is that?
I don't know, just, the main complaints that I get? The complaints are that I'm not good at the game and I'm not flashy enough.
Huh.
Like, apparently I don't go for disrespects like offstage spikes.
I'm not that much of a competitive Smash Brothers player. You can just call me a casual. I don't give a shit.
A noob.
I play competitive-ish, but I don't really like to go for offstage spikes or disrespect, mostly because it results in me screwing myself up and I die along with my opponent.
Okay.
I say that, but I know Ethan got one spike off me.
Yeah. And I will say, Liam, of the matches we play, like, you are like a pro player compared to me.
You kind of downplayed yourself a little bit. You know what you're doing. It's just you need some training.
Yeah, like, I feel like I need to use, like, my shields more often.
You need to be less balls deep.
My-
As I was saying,
Yeah.
the community really thinks that you need to be good if you want to put up successful Smash Bros. Videos, which is kind of lame that there's this stigma that, oh, you have to do flashy, fancy stuff in order for like a Smash video or montage to do well.
That is bullshit.
Otherwise, you're just written off as like, oh, you're not that good. Why would I watch this video? You suck. You suck, bro.
Oh, that explains a whole lot. I used to believe I wasn't good at the game.
I still don't think I'm good at the game, and this ties into my plans for the channel. If people are just going to say that they don't like my Smash Bros. Videos, I'm going to stop putting up Smash Bros. Stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to be for an entirely different video, but just know that as of late, the Smash content for my stuff is going to be little to none from now on.
And the Smash community in general is, like, really toxic. I remember when Byleth got revealed.
Yeah, like, everyone was shitting on Byleth.
Yeah.
I was like one of the people who was willing to give him a chance, not just because I like Fire Emblem, but because, hey, new character, give him a shot.
I don't like Byleth either, but as a fighter, I gave him a chance. I bought the DLC, even though you warned me not to.
If you don't like it, then just don't buy it.
Well, see, how do I know I don't like it if I don't buy it?
Well, then you kind of made your own deathbed.
But yes, like Byleth and Dr. Mario are my two disliked characters in Ultimate.
Min people were less negative towards.
Yeah,
I won't say.
But we'll get to that. But we'll get to her later.
But people are trying to start things up for no reason, like, oh, she's not this character.
Oh, like she's not fucking Gru from Despicable Me.
She's not Twintel, or she's not Springman,
or she's not Destructo.
But that's on my end with the Smash community. What about you guys?
Do you have any? You don't have any experiences?
I'm just gonna say, not like the Smash community. It is bad. A lot of the people in it are bad.
But there are good people like us.
Yeah.
At least we try to be.
Yeah. I do want to say it's not just the Smash community. It's just the Nintendo fandom, for lack of a better word, in general.
Yeah, it's like every single minute. Where's the new Direct?
I couldn't tell if that was you or Liam at first. Actually, there's actually one particular story I want to bring up. That new Paper Mario: The Origami King game.
Yeah, I've heard people complain a lot about it, and I'm not talking about like reviews. I'm just talking about such as Twitter comments or the Paper Mario fandom.
Yeah, again, for lack of a better word. Yeah, see, the Paper Mario, like, I remember, like, a week before it came out, Origami King got leaked.
And what got leaked? I wasn't
aware of this.
With Origami King, what did people think?
Oh, well, it was Origami King. Everyone was setting it up to be the worst thing since recent events. Yeah, and Oregon, since Oregon, and people were saying "Oh, it'll show people how bad it is." And you know what? I'll even quote a tweet from a friend of mine that says "Having the game leak is fine, so the game will suck anyways. Isn't that right, my fellow Reddit Gold owners?"
The hell?
Oh, it's just a tweet a friend of mine made. Hey Ray, what's up?
I know it's just that particular phrasing of it seemed a bit odd.
Yeah, actually, because meanwhile, these are the same people who complain about Smash Ultimate getting leaked. It's you either support software piracy or you don't. You can't have it both ways. You absolutely cannot,
I guess since we're gonna tie this up in a pretty little bow before we move on, in regard to Smash, the little to nothing that I mentioned, I am gonna be working on a secret sort of community montage to sort of try to go out with a bang for my channel in Smash Bros.
Okay.
I've already got a few submissions. I won't say from whom, but once we have enough, and since we got the Heavy Plays Brawlhalla video all done, we'll move on to that when we feel like we're good and set.
Yep.
I won't disclose too much of the details, just keep an eye out, and after that, I'll state my final thoughts on what my channel's gonna be for Smash Bros. Afterwards.
Yeah, probably in Zero Show episode 9 or whenever.
Probably. Don't hold us to that, though.
Everybody hold Lightning Cayo to talk about his final thoughts on Smash in Zero Show episode 9 and send tweet.
Coming in 2021.
Oh god, now I've got 2 people against me.
Yeah.
I just made a joke.
You got jokes too, so jokeception.
Now that's all done. Isn't there something else you two wanted to talk about? Something about
oh yeah, another fandom. Well, it's animation. Well, animation fandom's pretty toxic, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. There's actually one particular cartoon creator that people talk about in the animation community.
Seth MacFarlane?
No, but someone who's a friend of Seth MacFarlane.
Oh.
Yeah, they actually worked at what?
Matt Groening?
No. No. Seth MacFarlane. He actually worked at Hanna-Barbera with Butch Hartman.
Oh.
Remember him?
Yeah, he quote-unquote created your childhood.
Oh, yeah, now he's coming back to me. And didn't he make a Christian-focused streaming service that's supposed to be like Netflix?
Well, he's trying to scam people into funding it more but yes.
But it's going nowhere.
Exactly. Well, again, because of the scams.
For it to be up and running.
Yeah.
So, what did you two want to talk about with him?
Just him as a person. He is.
What's he been doing this time?
Well, okay, he's done a lot of shit, but oh my god.
You say you had a tweet that pointed out all the shit he's done.
Yeah. Let's if I can actually find the damn thing.
Yeah, don't want to start shit and say things that you can't back up.
Yeah, if I could find the list, because I know someone on Twitter. Oh, here we go. A list explaining the major things Butch Hartman has done wrong from @PieGuyRules on Twitter.
Should put it in here. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay. All right.
So, didn't Butch Hartman kind of botch his recent commissions or something?
Yeah, I think a character from Danny Phantom. He can't even draw anymore.
Didn't he get commissioned to do an anime character and he screwed that up as well?
I believe so. Yeah, he did.
Something?
What?
Wasn't it Ranma 1/2?
I don't know the name of the anime. I just know that happened.
And people are saying oh, he just copy pasted this.
Yeah, because it looks.
Oh, yes, it's coming back to me.
Racing on.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Huh.
Anyways, okay, so a list explaining the major things Butch Hartman has done wrong by Pie Guy Rules on Twitter. Okay, didn't pay an.
Well, any drama.
To show people like, well, it'll be shown on screen. But,
Well, yeah,
you know.
yeah, I got it. Okay. All right, so number 1, didn't pay an artist who goes by the name of Kuro the $1,400 he owes for animation based upon the contract Butch agreed to.
Oof, that's a lot of money.
And number 2, he ghosted Kuro when he wanted to know what was going on with the project he was paid to make. Until then, they had a friendly relationship.
What the hell?
Doesn't Butch Hartman cost $200 for just one commission from him?
Yeah, and that Danny Phantom character you just described earlier, that does not look like it cost $200.
It looks like, no offense to fan artists, but it looks like fan art. But even fan art could look better than that.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the shit Brody drew.
Hey, boy, Brody drew. That was very nice of him.
Yeah, like, hey, you know what? Put that up for $50, and then I'll quote Toy Story 2 here. $50 ain't bad. Anyways, number 3, took over $200,000 in Kickstarter money to make a streaming service that he stopped updating people on and has nothing at all to show 2 years later.
Oof.
And then number 4, while still showing no results for the streaming service, which is Oaxis, by the way, he's had time to write a book, continue making YouTube content, and running multiple events and seminars.
I think we covered this in an earlier podcast, but didn't Butch Hartman say something to one of the voice actresses about some other voice actress?
I think it's in here. Yes, yeah, but we'll get there when we get there.
Are we there yet?
Oh, we are not there yet.
We're quoting The Incredibles.
I made that up.
Yeah.
What I just said.
Okay. Hey, bring back Saturday Night Improv and you can do shit like that.
I'd like to join that.
All right. Number 5. Does vision coaching where he claims he can help you make your own projects come true for $2,000 a phone call.
$2,000. Ethan, am I hearing this right? A phone call? So much.
Oh my god! Hey! I didn't know we were stuck in the 90s.
This is the ultimate hooba dooba.
I didn't know we were stuck in the 90s where people still used payphones.
I've never been informed about that.
I'm glad we're recording this because my
in your childhood? You know who created my childhood?
Who did?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. You know who created my childhood?
Oh.
My mom and dad when they banged.
Literally.
Yes. Anyways, so yeah, he does vision coaching where he claims he can... I haven't laughed this much since we read Sheen Discovers fan fiction.
No. Ethan, are you okay?
I will be. Okay, he helps you make your own project come true for $2,000 a phone call despite not delivering on his own project. Which, what's the point? Is this a cartoon or a fucking money laundering scheme? Hey, is this Legends of Oz Dorothy's Return 2?
Oof.
Anyways, number 6.
Let's not go the whole thing just yet. We don't want to keep this going for too long.
No. Okay, number 6
we'll
is...
have the link to My Guy Rules' tweet in the description.
Okay, well, can I at least, like zoom through it?
Yeah.
Number 6, he runs a seminar that claims it can cure autism and also that it has cured life-threatening illnesses.
What?
Yeah,
What?
he's He's ableist. And that's kind of hurtful to me, being on the autism spectrum.
I'm going to choke on my own laughter.
You're gonna be end up like Wheezy from Toy Story 2.
Wheezy, I think I broke my squeaker.
Number 7. This seminar includes parents who speak about how awful it was that their boys had. Okay, next one.
Yeah, don't. We don't need to finish that.
Yeah, I'll still leave it up. Like I won't blanket in the Pie Guy Rules thing, but I'm not gonna say it because I know that's gonna trigger people. I mean, I guess it's triggering enough just showing it, but whatever. Number 8. Butch threw a tantrum. You probably remember this. He threw a tantrum saying that you are not allowed to critique him if you have not achieved what he has.
That I remember. I remember it in almost vivid detail. It's just you can't critique me if you haven't made something that's equivalent to what I've done.
That's the equivalent of a chef telling a customer, "Oh, you can't critique that steak because you're not a chef like I am."
It's like Linguini saying, "You can't critique my food because you're not a chef," and Anton go, "If I don't like your food, I won't swallow."
And you're not a rat either.
But can't this guy take some constructive criticism? God damn it!
Yeah.
Try selling that to him, and he's just gonna say, "Bring it on! You can't critique me because you haven't made an animation."
Number 9. Butch made a really disrespectful comment about the suicide of a voice actress who worked for him. He said Tara Strong was responsible for Mary Kay Bergman's suicide.
That's what I was referring to.
Because Mary Kay Bergman, she was the voice of Timmy Turner in the Fairly Odd Parents pilot for, I think it was Oh Yeah cartoons.
Oh yeah, cartoons.
Yeah, I think that was the thing Frederator put together. Kablam 2, as I call it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's basically Kablam without the Henry and June shorts.
Actually, I think Chalk Zone started on Oh Yeah cartoons.
Yeah, so did My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Yeah.
I loved those shows.
Okay, anyways, number 10, constantly...
Just one more.
Yeah, okay, constantly bragging about how amazing he is, claiming he created your childhood, playing up his credits in every product he's attached to, and favoriting every YouTube comment that praises him.
It's kind of like Seth MacFarlane and how he's made such amazing adult shows and movies and such.
There are even people going out of their way to get themselves blocked by Butch.
Oh,
really?
Like, I want to shout out a friend of mine in particular, Emily. She's trying to get herself blocked. Well, I mean, she was. I don't know if she's still doing it.
Oh my God.
Maybe this will remind her if she forgot.
Yeah, because I remember she would ask Butch, like, "Can you draw a pregnant Cosmo in the Fairly Odd Parents style?"
But before we move on, I did want to say you might have noticed our new art for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
For mainly these Smash Bros. Ultimate style stock icons for Ethan and I. They were made by our good friend Noxious Black, the same person who's done a very special Android 21 art in my Discord server.
Oh yeah, that good shit.
Yeah, the thing I mentioned last time. Go to the Discord server if you want to take a look.
And you know what? Like, some of the stuff... this is my last comment on Butch.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, a lot of this stuff... Well, some of it, like him blaming her for the suicide, like, like a lot of this stuff is not inherently unforgivable, He just needs to own up to his shit.
Yeah.
It's not like he's fucking John Kricfalusi.
It's one thing to, say things like, "Oh, I've made such good things," but try to be a bit, have a little bit of humility and respect.
Yeah. There's a quote from Kung Fu Panda I want to use here, but I don't really remember exactly how it goes. It's like, humility is one of the traits of a warrior. Or whatever.
Well, that's a different context, but still.
Well, it still sort of applies here, though.
A little bit of humility and respect goes a long way to making you a likable person, and what Butch Hartman seems to be doing, he's just riding the coattails of his success.
Yeah, because
get away with it.
Yeah, because believe me, I know what it's like to be a narcissist. It ain't fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and anyway, like I was saying, it's not like he's fucking John Crick-Falusi over here.
Oh God, not! I don't want to. No.
That's the creator of Ren and Stimpy, who's like a creep and stuff.
My
Basically, it's basically the Nicktoons version of Dan Schneider.
my
Ugh.
family said that recently Ren and Stimpy's getting a remake or something.
Yeah, Comedy Central.
And speaking of Nickelodeon shows,
Oh
quite a
yes,
bit of news
it's time
made
for the
recently about new Nick shows.
it's time for the Nickelodeon lightning round.
Totally not patent pending.
So the Ren and Stimpy show, they're doing that at Comedy. It's going to be animated by Nickelodeon, but they're doing it for Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and people are saying it shouldn't happen because the show will forever be associated with that fucking creepo who made it.
Yeah, even though I don't
Also,
think working on it, that's the thing.
Well, right.
I might have mentioned this one before in the past, but the Squidward show.
Oh, actually, that Squidward show was confirmed fake.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I think by someone who actually works on SpongeBob. And actually, SpongeBob brings me to what I want to. They're doing a Patrick Star spin-off instead.
What if that turns out to be fake?
No, it's real. Like it was announced by Nickelodeon, and it's going to be a talk show actually.
Oh, kind of like Muppets Now, and that one thing they did with Elmo for what is it, HBO Max?
Well, not so much like Muppets Now, but more along the lines of the Not Too Late Show with Elmo, now streaming on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Patrick Star, it's going to be a talk show with Patrick as the host.
It sounds like a Truth and Square spoof of Patrick getting his own intro.
Yeah, and you know what? If you want to do a talk show in the SpongeBob universe, there's that fucking episode with Bubble Bass.
Oh yeah.
Things are gonna get crazy.
I thought of for the intro they could use that one song that they did for Patrick in that one episode. I forgot what it was.
And also, this is another thing the animation community does with SpongeBob. Because you know how ever since Camp Coral was announced, they keep digging up old interviews of Hillenburg saying, "Oh, I don't want spin-offs."
Yeah.
Yeah, like that article was from 2009. He died in 2018. That's kind of a long time for somebody to change their mind, don't you think?
Kinda.
Hell, I wouldn't be shocked if Hillenburg changed his mind like the day after that interview.
I heard that apparently Hillenburg gave the okay for Camp Coral.
Well, yeah, because they actually announced, Camp Coral is a part of the new movie, Sponge on the Run, and they announced that plot element, I think, like a month before Hillenburg died. Like,
really?
Yeah, like, and like, don't, and the reason why people are getting worked up, because the day Camp Coral was announced, Paul Tibbitt, the new showrunner for SpongeBob, the guy responsible for Mr. Enter's favorite episodes, like The Card.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Tibbitt, like, he went onto Twitter and say, like, oh, Steve would have hated this, and because it's Paul Tibbitt, everyone's like saying Nick is bad, laugh now. Yeah, but then there's interviews saying Hillenburg would not be opposed to spin-offs, and then there's one saying he is. Like, I want a legitimate source who was around Hillenburg, like, not way before he died or way after he died, but like maybe like around the time he died. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
Yeah, like maybe maybe he spoke to Hillenburg like a month before his death or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
Like, like a thought that would be like fresh in his head. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Nick shows that are supposedly getting made.
Oh, there's that new live action Avatar: The Last Airbender they're doing for Netflix. It's like a series. And because remember the last time there was a live action Last Airbender?
Oh God.
I was there in theaters to see it.
Oh, really?
Oh God,
yes,
I feel bad for you.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I actually do somewhat enjoy that movie.
Because of how terrible it is?
Well, yeah. It's more for ironic enjoyment. Like, there's always one scene that stands out to me where Aang, or Ong as they call him in the movie, is like, "You're lying!" And, so there's that. And, So they were going to do it, but they were going to make it more faithful to the cartoon. But then the old creators of Avatar left the series, and you want to know why they did that?
Why?
Because apparently, like,
Why?
Netflix wanted to make it more accessible. I think they wanted to, like, whitewash the cast and shit.
Oh.
You know, much like
Oof.
much like they did in the 2010 movie.
Well, now.
Yeah, and I hear Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show, is really good. I haven't watched much of it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
up
dude,
on
it's
Netflix,
really good.
along with Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to watch Avatar for a while.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, I've seen the entire thing and all of Korra. Last Airbender, cult classic. Legend of Korra, you can ignore that entire series and you won't be missing much.
You don't like that show?
Not really.
Oh, and another
It
thing.
really tries to screw with the Avatar lore,
Hmm.
and it doesn't really work.
All right. There was actually a couple more Nickelodeon stuff I wanted to talk about,
A few more. Let's hear it.
such
but
as
make it quick.
their reasons for canceling Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh boy.
Oh, really? That's canceled?
Well, more like they're shifting the last few episodes onto Nicktoons, and they're going to air them whenever the hell they feel like it.
Oof.
Or assuming they haven't aired them all, they're probably airing them now as we speak.
Who knows?
Anyways, so yeah, you want to know why they're canceling that show?
Why?
It's because of the low toy sales.
Oh boy, that's why the Mega Man cartoon got canceled like some years ago.
You mean the Ruby Spears one?
Yeah, that got canceled because of bad toy sales.
I did not know that.
That's
Well,
sad.
well,
Come on,
yeah.
Capcom, you're better than that.
Actually,
Oh,
Liam, have
wait,
you
no,
seen
you
the
aren't.
Ruby Spears
You
Mega
kinda
Man
screwed up Street Fighter.
The Ruby Spears cartoon.
of Mega Man?
Yeah, that one.
I'm
got
asking
canceled.
Liam if you've seen it.
Huh?
The one that has a theme song that goes Super Fighting Robot Mega
That's the
Man.
one. Yeah, apparently the toy sales were the toy sales, they didn't sell that well. So that's one of the reasons why it got canceled.
But what else?
Oh, and then here's but then meanwhile they renew fucking It's Pony for a season 2.
Oh.
And Liam, I think you've seen that show. Do you like it?
It's fine. It doesn't really do that much to impress me. It's just a nice,
It's a
normal show.
It's a real slice of life kind of show in before they make it into a fucking overarching story, and they're in the fucking apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? Probably.
I mean, like, most of the shows are good, but I'm getting tired of that.
Yeah.
It starts off as like a regular cartoon, then all of a sudden everyone is dead.
And meanwhile, you got a brother who likes Steven's Universe.
Yeah. Steven Universe.
Let's not bash Steven Universe fans now.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
not
if you
bad.
like Steven Universe, that's perfectly okay. I kind of do too, to a certain extent. I loved the movie they did.
Steven Universe is pretty cool.
Yeah, anyways, here's the final thing I want to say about Nick. This is like this is what prompted me to talk about this crap.
Yes.
So, again, like I said, the day we're recording this is August 15th, 2020. And yesterday, Paramount Pictures just released the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run in Canadian movie theaters. Only Canada, because...
Just due to recent events, they're starting to open movie theaters.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Sponge on the Run that pisses me off. They're releasing it in Canada now, but the rest of the world isn't going to get it till early next year. It'll be CBS All Access here in the States, and then Netflix in every other part of the world.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and Sponge. If you look at the animation for Sponge on the Run, that is something I want to see in the auditorium. Dark lights, and then that shit's on the screen.
I saw the second SpongeBob movie in theaters.
I saw the first one in theaters.
I saw the first one in theaters way back when too, and it was pretty good for the time.
Yeah,
I wasn't alive when the first one came out.
Wow.
Yeah, you're kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, but Sponge on the Run, look, it's beautiful. How can, why would, and plus, it's SpongeBob. Paramount Animation, like, after the second SpongeBob movie, their animated movies didn't do too hot. Monster Truck, Sherlock Gnomes, and fucking Wonder Park killed any hopes of a franchise. So you would think they would bank on SpongeBob.
Allow me to harness my inner Mr. Krabs for a second. Pack your bags, boyos. We're going to Canada.
Oh boy! And then, like, I don't understand why they're putting that on VOD, but they're perfectly content with giving Rumble a theatrical release, and Rumble looks really bad.
I saw a trailer for it. I don't know why. It looks like something out of DeviantArt.
I remember because remember, it was only exclusive with the Sonic movie, the Rumble trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I posted it, like, I just kept getting liked and retweeted by a bunch of furries.
Oh my god.
Oof. Nothing against furries.
Nothing against furries.
Mm-mm.
I have an IRL friend who's a furry.
I've got plenty of friends who are furries.
Me too.
We don't want to make any enemies.
No. We are an all-inclusive podcast here at Zero Show headquarters. Yeah, Sponge on the Run, and now, people are gonna fucking spoil it, and, like, I'm very tempted to pirate it, but I don't want to, because then that does a disservice to, what's the word? That just does a huge disservice to all the people who worked on it. The people who put their blood and sweat and cum into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could watch it legally when it does come out in the States, in addition to pirating it, but,
I hope to God it comes out before the end of this year.
Yeah, God willing. You know what? I think it might, because maybe as we speak, negotiations are going through. Maybe Paramount realizes this wasn't such a bright idea. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe they'll just go through with their original plan, and Ethan will be ranting about it on Twitter even more.
Yeah, like, you know what I almost want to do? I almost want to start a hashtag release Sponge on the Run campaign and get it to, like, release the Snyder Cut levels.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that, Ethan.
But hey, it worked for the Snyder Cut. They're releasing it on HBO Max next year.
Just don't be one of those kind of people, dude. You gotta be better than that.
Yeah, I actually did make little posters as, like, therapy, but I'm not going to post them on Twitter. Like, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. It was just to help me calm down a little, And it worked.
It's just, I don't get why people freak out about all this kind of stuff. It sucks, yeah, but it happens.
Yeah, but, like, I keep seeing people posting images from it, and... in addition to making my urges to pirate the film stronger, it's making me want to do that.
That sucks, but just ignore it. Just block certain words and stuff like that on Twitter.
Like SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, Sandy, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is in the movie.
And Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg's in the movie. What?
Yeah, they advertised it in the big games. Like, the spot they aired during the Super Bowl advertised Snoop Dogg.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm just going to say this, though.
No SpongeBob fan watches the Super Bowl after the instant.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this here. Because my excitement levels for Sponge on the Run were the same as they were for Sponge Out of Water years ago. If this shit happened to Sponge Out of Water, I'm almost certain I would have broken something.
Oof.
Because I was like, what? I think I had just turned 15 around that time.
Hey, I'm 15.
Oh, look at that.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's Nickelodeon digging their grave. Oh, and they got a Rugrats reboot coming out soon.
Oh.
There's no controversy surrounding that, though, except the babies might be in CGI.
Oh God, I don't. Oh,
That'll be horrifying.
Yeah.
I guess since we're on the topic of, like, animation and such... I guess since we're on the topic of animation and so on, I want to bring up something real quick. It's not going to be too long. Just, I don't know if either of you guys heard of Sword Art Online.
Oh, I've heard of it. I don't watch it, because, ew, anime.
Yeah. But, here's the thing. SAO, it started off really good. then it sort of plunged down to this level of mediocrity that the series has been known for, and people on YouTube constantly will remind you about that. But hot take, with the recent series Alicization for Sword Art Online, the show was actually starting to get really good, mostly because of a character they added called Yu-Gi-Oh! The whole premise, it takes place inside of a VR world with NPCs and so on, and Kirito is really the only human person. It's funny that Yu-Gi-Oh! An NPC has way more character development and likability than any of the actual human characters in SAO does. And he sort of grounds Kirito and, help. The whole part of Alicization is it takes Kirito out of his element. He's not this overpowered badass sword fighter who can get away with doing no wrong and has a whole harem by his side. But at the end of Alicization, Yu-Gi-Oh! Spoilers, he's dead. Kirito saves the day. He's sort of in a coma-like state. Now the show's just gone back to dumb, stupid shit happening. There's a whole war going on. All of Kirito's human friends from the past seasons are gonna go over to try and help Kirito wake him up and win the war. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Dying. The series is going back to its mediocre state. I know that's probably not the general consensus for what's going on with Alicization, but that's just my hot take on it. The show, it was doing so good, then now it's going back to being crap again, and it makes me sad.
The Simpsons be like.
Because I had hope for it, and a friend of mine, he helped me watch Alicization, get me back and interested in watching SAO, and I was thinking, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good. And people look at me like I'm crazy. Who knows, maybe I am.
Yes, you are. Trying to throw you in the asylum.
But just, they had something going, and now they're just stepping back to what SAO usually does. And the series is almost going to end soon after this. Supposedly, the last manga and the last entire arc is going to come after this, and ay.
Oh shit.
I just want SAO to be good again, but I don't think it's going to happen after this.
Ugh. Wait, that show is still going on?
Yeah, it's been going on for years. The manga's been going on before the anime came out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this thing has a huge following, dude.
I see.
And just, I really hope they fix their shit for the final arc. I really do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to be very, very sad soul.
Gonna be very salty.
Yeah. I'll accept that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dead. I just want the series to be likable again.
Oh, you want the series to be dead? Just like Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, you're not funny, Ethan.
Thank you. Thank you.
No.
How about another joke, Liam?
Oh yeah, how about the joke being Min Min?
I was gonna ask, what do you get when you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash? But we can do Min Min.
The answer is you get Min Min.
You get what you fucking deserve! And it's the fucking spike attack. Like the arm. I gotta tell you, that's actually my favorite arm with Min Min.
Before we get into, the pros of Min Min, there's a long-running joke with me whenever I talk to people who say, oh, Min Min sucks. I always like to say she's vertically challenged.
Yeah. Well, and they're also jealous because Min Min's not sucking their dick.
Nah, but the reason I say that is Min Min, she has really good horizontal attacks, but she has no anti-air game. You can jump over her and start attacking her from above her, and she can't really answer stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's sad. I mean, yeah, up tilt, up smash, up air exists, but it's not good enough.
Alright.
You could over her arms, or outrange her. You can zone her out, and she really can't do anything to stop you.
Alrighty.
But that's really the only complaints I have. That and her recovery kind of sucks.
Oh, yeah, because I've been playing more of Min Min lately, and she's okay, I guess.
Dare I say she has a worse recovery than Little Mac?
Oh, that's bold.
Oh, that's saying something.
And a
Like,
worse
her
is it even
tether,
worse?
It can latch onto ledge, but it's not as it doesn't have as long a reach as Byleth's up B.
And yeah, is it worse than Jigglypuff's lack thereof recovery?
No, Jigglypuff has a great recovery. Her 6 jumps, they're really good.
Oh, I normally associate recovery with up B, so
Nah. Characters like Yoshi and Jigglypuff, they can recover without an up B recovery. But Min Min and Little Mac, where their up Bs are just short range, stubby, tiny baby fists. Just, yeah.
not pretty.
The tether range for Min Min's up B pales in comparison to Byleth's.
I bet.
But enough about the bad stuff. What about the good stuff?
Of Min
You
Min?
seem like the most, so humor us.
Yeah, well, first off, she's pretty sexy.
Oh my
I guess
god.
that's debatable for most people.
No,
Yeah.
I'm more of a Min Min and Ribbon Girl kind of guy than a Twintel one.
But, well, I mean, the actual gameplay stuff about her, what's good?
Well, you know how I always like to look at what moves are broken.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Byleth's down B. Yeah, so, like, I find what's most broken with Min... Because you know how with Min Min you get multiple different arms.
Yeah.
And, like, one of the arms is, like, a ball with spikes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I like to use... I like to use... That's my favorite arm, because the side B that I do with that, like, that is, like that shit... Oh, that is. I don't know if you've used it before, but that shit has good range and it's broken as fuck.
The problem is, how are you ever really gonna hit somebody with how slow she is?
Yeah, because you know I'm not really a fan of slow characters, and that's why I don't like Dr. Mario or Byleth all that much. Yeah, so but Min Min actually, but Min Min is one of the more tolerable when it comes to speed.
Doesn't she have a really good grab range as well?
I think so. Yeah, because you know I mostly do like attacks and stuff. Yeah, so I haven't really paid attention to how she grabs.
Left arm. Her down B changes whatever arm you use for her left arm, I think.
Yeah, and that's what I use to get the spike.
The Electro one.
Yeah,
the spike.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I like that the most out of the arms.
I am glad that they kept that doing a throw with Min Min means you get the enhanced dragon arm for her, which is true to arms when you actually play as Min Min.
Okay, I haven't played arms at all.
I've played a lot of arms. Another thing they kept is her up smash is a reflector.
Mm-hmm.
I've played the demo at a store once, in the middle of Walmart.
Wally World.
I think I might have gathered a crowd, actually.
Wally World.
Yeah, Wally World.
Isn't her neutral B just another punch?
I think so. But, you know, for that specific arm.
Right.
Kind of bland.
Side B?
Side B?
Yeah, isn't it just another smash attack for her other arm?
Yeah, you know, now that I think about it, they were really trying to play up the whole... Makes you wonder if Smash should have been a 3D game.
Nah. But it's just weird that Min Min probably has the least special moves.
Yeah. I will say this, though.
Yeah.
When the Min Min amiibo comes out, I'm putting it in a jar.
Oh my god, Ethan. Classic. Always doing this shit.
That's just who I am, bro. Oh, and I'm also gonna do that with female Byleth. Well,
Assuming female Byleth isn't bought out.
well, yeah, because I still don't have a female Corrin, so
What about female Robin?
I don't think they made a female Robin amiibo.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up on my phone.
The only female Robin amiibo, I remember Etika even talked about one that was fan made.
Oh,
Huh.
Yeah, poor
Well,
Etika.
that's a bit-
But you know what? In terms of like DLC characters, because they did 2 Nintendo fighters back to back, like Byleth and Min Min. I just hope they go back to doing third parties for Challenger Pack 7.
I wouldn't mind Nintendo characters being for the rest of the challengers.
Well, I
they
mean-
add. That's just my.
Me neither, but I think there should be at least a couple third parties in there.
yeah. From the looks of it, they did not make a female Robin amiibo. All the ones I'm seeing are custom.
Oh,
That's pretty weird when you think about it.
yeah.
Uh,
They probably made them so they can put them in jars too.
let me see if they made a. Here, let me check. Did they make a female Orin?
They made a female Corrin.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, I guess since we're done with the top, actually, before we go finish up Min Min, I wanted to say during Spirits ROP 2, I actually did use one of the Min Min spirits. It was Max Brass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gives you critical super giant, where at high percents it makes you bigger than any super mushroom would make you.
Oh, and I believe Min Min also debunked the rule that spirits deconfirm fighters.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Which means we can get Shantae in the game, and I want her to be in the game so I can put her amiibo in a jar. Ugh.
Oh no. I'm wanting Mega Man Volnut.
I'd hope for X, but at this point, I'm just hoping for Rayman.
Yeah,
I would hope for Proto Man, but he's a me costume, so
maybe
yeah.
base?
Well, that would be cool. Any Mega Man character would do.
Axel?
I don't care. I like Axel.
Sigma, maybe?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Maybe
I'm-
Vile.
Sigma is already in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and he's actually a really cool character to play with.
Sigma is inevitable.
Yeah.
I remember you made a joke about that, because I think you were comparing him to Thanos or something.
Yeah, he's like the big bad end of all.
So they're both bald.
Yep.
True. They both have very interesting chins.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll put the Sigma amiibo in a jar.
Nah.
Okay, that's enough jar jokes for today.
Alright.
We'll save it for the next time we talk about the Mario Super Show. We want to make a cookie jar joke.
Oh my god.
I guess since we're almost done, last thing that I want to briefly bring up. Either of you guys ever feel like you've been burnt out with the things you make?
Like how I do with editing this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that to sound like an ingrate, but you know.
Just, man, I've never really experienced it until I was finishing the end of the Mega Man X Let's Play series.
Really?
Just by the time I was finished with X5, editing all of it, I felt hella burnt out. Like I couldn't do any more uploads or videos to record.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why a lot of the Heavy Plays Brawlhalla thing took so long.
Yeah. Just, if you're ever going to make content, do it in moderation. Don't try and do it all in one sitting or one go. You gotta take your time with this kind of stuff. Otherwise, it's going to take a toll on your
your
how
mental
you feel,
health,
your emotional state. So
yeah. And it could because it could really fuck up your personality. You could go from being the nicest guy in the world to some egomaniac who only cares about themselves. I mean, I don't know if that's directly correlated to burnout, but
no, I can understand why you'd say that.
Yeah. And I've had my fair share of that.
But just after all of this, I'm gonna take a nice little break for my channel uploads, etc.
Yeah. And after this, I'll be free from the editing basement.
Well, don't forget the Smash
Well,
idea thing.
you know, when your little break from YT is over.
Yeah,
I imagine it'll be lengthy.
yeah.
Just
For
like my
the foreseeable
dick.
future, it'll just be combos and zero show episodes.
Mm.
Just taking a nice break. I don't mind doing more episodes. And speaking of zero show, Infinite, since you popped in here out of nowhere like our last guest, what do you think about potentially sticking around for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm up for it. I guess you could say I joined the battle.
Well, then, if that's the case, welcome on board to the Zero Show podcast, Infinite Gates. You're gonna regret this for the rest of your life.
Okay.
I'm not gonna regret.
All right. I actually want to give Brody. I want to give you a proper initiation.
All right.
I want to
Let's
search
get
up.
him initiated to our cult.
All right. I want to search up your name and then the hedgehog.
Oh.
Yep, like what we did in episode 4.
Yeah. And all of these will be all of these are credited to their respective artists.
Yep.
And these are kind of underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, kind of like what Ethan the Hedgehog gave us.
Oh, the lightning rainbows. Okay, so
How
here's
Eggman killed your family.
oh yeah, so here's Brody the hedgehog. Here's the first image here.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't wear
He's
glasses.
beautiful. He's beautiful. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
N. Jerry.
And
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. What?
No, enjoy. Oh, that's terrible.
If only hey, if only we could enjoy this community, am I right?
Mm,
Ooh.
Hooba dooba. And then here's another Brody the hedgehog.
I actually kind of like this.
he's edgy, but not as edgy as Liam the Hedgehog.
Yes. Or that one
With a
Ethan the
sword
hedgehog
and a
whose
gun.
favorite or Ethan the hedgehog with the lightning rainbows.
Yes.
And then here's actually a puppy. Yeah, this is Brody the puppy.
Okay.
And then here's one that's just a lazy recolor of Sonic, and he has a love interest.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So we got Brody the Hedgehog here, and then that fox is named Hannah.
Okay.
And here's I got one final one I want to show off.
Oh boy.
And then we got Brody the Gerbil.
Gerbil.
That's actually pretty nice.
This character.
Yeah. But, it really goes to show how big the Sonic community is when it comes to this.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I'll credit all of you and like in post-production.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll write them down as soon as we stop recording.
Right.
So, by the power vested in me, yada yada, self-proclaimed Lord of the Zero Show podcast, hooray, etc. Infinite Gates here, officially part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Just sign here, initial that, name your favorite movie, put your social security number here, and initial that.
All right, there we go.
And you've just signed your waiver, so that way we are legally obligated not to get fined in case you are hurt on podcast.
Wait a minute. Favorite movie is Scoob? Get the fuck out of here!
Your favorite video game is Sonic 06? Oh, that is unacceptable.
Oh man.
Aye.
Yeah, is right.
Since, I guess since time is pretty much up, I'll go first, then Bumpy, then Infinite.
Yeah.
This is Lightning Cayo. Signing off.
And this
Take
is
care, everybody.
This is Bumpy-san going back under the bed to bump some hose.
Alright, this is Infinite Gates, and I'm cutting contact.